I'm going to teach you one of the basics of breath mechanics called the breath wave. The breath wave is how our body naturally wants to breathe. It's the natural rhythm of things. It's what we were born to do, and it's actually how babies breathe. As we move through our life, though, we tend to shift the mechanics, unconsciously, of course. And what this exercise is going to help you do is get back into that natural habit of breathing properly so you can feel better. And also so you can understand what's happening in your body and listen to your unconscious mind. Because when you're breathing through your chest or you're breathing through your belly, it sends a different message from your unconscious. If you're breathing from your chest, it's saying, hurry, flight, run, we're in trouble. If you're breathing from your belly, it's sending a message of, oh, we're calm, everything is good. We can just chill and be relaxed. So 2 things about this breath wave. 1, it's an amazing way to become aware of how you're breathing. If you notice you're breathing in your chest, it's an opportunity for you to look around and take an assessment. Is this a high stress environment? Am I in trouble? Am I running? Am I exercising? Am I in flight or flight? And it's an opportunity for you to consciously shift your breath from your chest into your belly. So let's get started. We're going to start this by basically finding your belly button and moving 2 fingers down, and we're going to be focusing on our diaphragm here. Now, when we breathe, our diaphragm shifts down and it moves all our organs around. And normally when you see people and talking about breathing through their belly, people think like, oh, I have to push my belly out, and that's not it at all. I want you to imagine it's like a marble, and it's expanding into the size of maybe a softball. So when you breathe, yes, your belly goes out, but also your pelvic floor goes down. The sides get pushed out. The back of your body goes back out. So as you're breathing, you can put your hands on your belly, maybe close your eyes, and be breathing in and out through the nose, always in and out through the nose where you can. And I want you to imagine that marble expanding. Put your hands on your belly and breathe into the marble. Breathe right in low to your diaphragm here, into your belly. And feel your hands moving out at the beginning. Pushing your belly out. Just taking those low, slow breaths into your belly. Really feeling the rise and the fall, imagining that marble expanding into a softball. And you can almost visualize, if you want, how that softball is pushing your tummy out. And then when it goes back down into the side of the marble, how it's falling back in. And I want you to take your hands and just put them on your lower back and keep breathing into your lower belly. And see if you can feel your lower back expanding. It's okay if you can't. There's no right and wrong here. We're just practicing. And if you can't feel it, maybe you can imagine it or visualize it. Again, just coming back to that marble, turning into a softball, and then coming back into the size of the marble. Just visualize how that pushes your lower back out, because all those organs are getting pushed to the back, just as they're getting pushed to the front. And as we continue to breathe into our lower belly here, I want you to visualize the softball pushing down into your pelvic floor, down towards the ground, down towards the earth. Just visualize it. We're just getting in the habit here of breathing into our belly. When we're breathing into our belly, we're really telling our body, hey, we're safe. It's a way to communicate with our conscious and our subconscious mind to say, everything's cool. We're breathing low and slow. We're in this attitude of everything's chill. We got this. Calming down. We're not taking a full breath in. We're just breathing here into the lower third, into our belly. Now, there's 3 parts to this wave. This is part 1, the belly and the diaphragm, the low and slow. The second part is breathing into our ribs. So I want you to take your hands, get them in an L shape, and put them on the side of your ribs here. Just give your body a little shake, give your ribs a little shake. And I want you to just feel when you breathe in how your ribs move. Now, for some of you, you might find that your ribs don't move a lot. And that might be because when we're really stressed and anxious, we tighten, we brace. So if we're in a high stress environment quite a lot, our ribs might be really tight. The intercostal muscles that control the movement of the ribs with the breath, they might be quite tight. So it might be hard to breathe. That's okay. This is all about practice and getting back into that habit of breathing properly. So as you've got your hands on your ribs here, we're going to go to the second part of the breath wave. So start again in that belly, breathing up to your ribs. And when you breathe up to your ribs, we're not going up to a full breath. We're just going up to that 2/3. Breathe in up to your ribs and feel the expansion in your ribs. You can start high. Feel them pushing out against your hands. And on that exhale, feeling them come back down. Right? Filling up from the belly first. And then expanding up to the ribs and breathing out again. Now, like the marble, moving in all directions, your ribs are moving too. So just become aware as you're sitting here of, you can move your hands down a bit or up, wherever it feels right to you, and just to explore, have fun with this. It's about awareness and seeing how everything works. Feel the expansion of your ribs lower. Feel how maybe your fingers move out to the front, but also move back. And when they come in, everything sort of tightens. And you can just play here. So if we're thinking of our breath like speaking or conversation, when we're breathing from our belly, we're kind of whispering. We're just chill and we're talking at this volume. When we're breathing in through our ribs, it's getting a bit more excited. We're pulling in that excitement a bit more, activating our breath, activating our nervous system a little bit more, having a bit of fun. Think of it like we've increased the volume a little bit. We've increased the gas exchange that's happening there a little bit. Okay, so this is the second part of our breath wave. Now, the third part of our breath wave is getting up to the very top of the chest. Now, the top of the chest, as I said before, it gets a really bad rap because most of us just stay in the state of breathing up here. But that's not your full breath wave, and that certainly has a time and a place, like fight or flight, high stress environments. We want to be breathing up here to get that gas moving quickly. But when we're in a relaxed state, we don't want to be breathing up here because that's sending a signal to our brain that we should fight or flight, that we're in a high stress environment. So when we're just chilling and we're feeling ourselves breathing up here, what we want to be able to do is move our breath and our nervous system back down to whisper mode. We don't need to be screaming our face off in an environment which calls for whispering. So that's the third piece up here. So the full breath wave is in through the belly, up through the ribs, and then into the chest. So I want you to just put your hands on your collarbone here, and we can feel how we can get to that full breath and right up to the top. So start in through the belly, up through the ribs, and right into the tip. You might feel your shoulders raise. And then on the release, do it in the reverse order. So we go from shoulders or upper chest to our ribs and then to our belly. So the full breath wave, again, is belly, chest, or belly, ribs, chest. So let's take a couple of deep breaths. Keeping your hands on your finger bone or your fingers on your collarbones and breathing all the way out. Feeling the ribs expand right up to the top. And then in reverse order, letting it go out through the nose. And let's take a couple of breaths here together. So it should feel like a wave, where the wave is coming in and then the wave is crashing out. I like to do this one lying down. You can feel it and see it more clearly. So I'll just do an example like that for you here, but I encourage you to practice this on your own too. And what we're doing with practicing this wave is we're creating a new habit. We're working with what you already have, and we're just creating a new habit. So right now you might be breathing really shallow, or you might be using the top 2/3 of your lungs. You might be breathing with your chest first, then your belly. And we just want to get ourselves back to that baseline, back to basics on how we're meant to breathe. If you watch a baby, you see that belly going in and out all the time. We just want to get you back to that. And the best way to do it is through practice. So I invite you to lie down with me and do a little bit of practice here, but also practice in your own time. All right. So a way you can do this too is place your hands on your belly and just start by breathing into your belly first. And you can see my hands rising and falling here. And what I want you to watch out for or be careful of is that you don't end up arching your back to push your belly out and force it out to expand that belly. I want you to think again of that marble. Keep coming back to the marble or the softball. How do you expand in all directions with the belly? So breathing low into the belly and out. Low into the belly and out. Let's do one more like that, feeling the expansion on the breath in, all the way down into your pelvic floor, pushing up to the sides and going down to the back and out. And on this next inhale in, I want you to move it up to the ribs, the top of the ribs. So again, belly in, ribs up and out. So you can probably see from my breathing, my tummy is going up and then my chest is going up, my ribs are going up. And then my ribs are going down and my belly's going down. And down. And then we're going right up to the chest. It should look like a full wave all the way up and then a wave back down. So in, chest, all the way to the top and out, down through the ribs with the belly down. Just being careful and conscious again that you're not forcing anything out or forcing your back into an arch, but feeling the flow like a wave as it crashes to shore and comes back out again. We use this breathing technique a lot in our sessions, and we use it as a way to communicate what we're trying to do. So in sessions where we're trying to calm our nervous system, there's going to be times when we're just breathing into the lower third of our breath wave. And that's sending a signal to our body to calm down, to relax, that we're safe. There's going to be times where we're activating our central nervous system, and we're going to be tapping into that chest breath. So maybe our wave is 2/3 up and then out, but not all the way to the top. And then there's going to be times when we're shouting at our system and we're really pumping ourselves up to energize our body and get ready for something. And we're going to be breathing into the top part. So understanding this wave is really important for a whole number of reasons, not just for, how to breathe properly from a mechanical perspective, but also how to become aware of your breathing, maybe when you're at work, maybe when you are talking to your children or your partner. But just to become aware of where you're breathing and how you're breathing, and having the tools and the knowledge to have a conversation with your breath and with your nervous system that says, actually, I need to stop breathing from in here and start moving from down here. Or if you're getting ready to record a video or go online or go coach a soccer game and you need to get more energized, you can think about, okay, let's activate my system a little bit more and start moving that breath up. So this breath wave and this breath mechanics are really important. And it's a lot about awareness. So I encourage you to practice this and just get in the habit of breathing properly. And again, wherever you can, in and out through your nose.